ago. And I started out in the big mainframe world, helping what they call heavy iron. Then computers came out in like '84, and I had already started working on those on the PCs. But I was in the military then, so I had to wait till I got out. So then I worked for a couple of companies when I retired. Found out how they ran their businesses. Found it totally disgusting because their big idea was you got to buy computers from your house. We can't help you. I thought that was really bad. So I started my business, and it's evolved since the days when we did big web farms for companies like the ABA, for the American Bar Association. I've done some stuff for Fireman's Fund. But as I got farther and farther into it, I realized I really hated politics. Having been in the military, I say, okay, this is the objective, let's just get there. But they had to go through a chain of command, which meant everybody who knew nothing had a voice in saying something about something that was never going to happen anyway because the budget was already completed, because they'd been talking to me for a year. So I've done projects as long as 2 years for Fireman's Fund. We converted them from the Well system to a Microsoft Windows system when it was back to Windows NT4. One of the first Microsoft operating systems that dealt with a network. So now I'm a small business specialist, and what I do is I help small businesses, with the experience I've had with the large businesses, to attain the same goals as a large business would have, using less money. If you need financing, we can help you with financing. I've already talked about that, but lately it's come up more and more. Small companies don't want to spend 10 grand in one job. They'd rather spend $1,000 now than have small monthly payments. And for a small company, if you talk to your accountant, they may tell you that that's a good way to go, because now you have a fixed asset month after month after month that's being spent. So going out from there, now I'm going to open the floor up to you folks. Oh, there is one more thing I wanted to say. Windows 7, you may have heard about it. Fantastic operating system. It's Windows Vista, but it's actually working. It works on a much less memory. Windows Vista works well with 3 gig of RAM. I've got a laptop that's running with 512 meg of RAM. It boots faster than my Windows Vista. It is just phenomenal. So if you get a chance to wait, if you can wait till the end of the year, wait to buy your computers or lease them or finance them. You might want to do that so that you can take advantage of the Windows 7 when it comes out, because it's going to be a free upgrade. For those of you that bought Vista in its early stage, thanks. Anybody have any questions? What's your IT problem? I know you got one.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a laptop and a desktop at home. We have 5 users, so we're looking to buy another system. We don't need a network, but what kind of computer would you recommend at home with people doing a lot of internet and a lot of word processing for school?
For school processing? I would definitely wait till the end of the year until you get the Windows 7. What's happening now, or what's happened in the last, when Windows XP came out, it was able to have 10 people connect to it. And by connect to it means you can either have them log in locally and create their own username and account, or you create the user account in the users group, and then they all have their own computers, and you use that as a server. That's called a peer-to-peer network. Not very secure, not centrally located, not centrally administered. But for most small businesses, that's a very good start. You start out small, 1 or 2 computers, you get them talking to each other, you share a printer. That way you can get a really good printer, and then both, or 2 or 3 people can use that, a good workgroup printer, and then you get a smaller throwaway printer, what I call it. Although you may want to investigate getting a new Kodak color printer. Excellent printer, prints 10 times more than the current HP printers. It's somewhat of a laser printer. It's a really good printer, so think about getting that the next time. Plus, it's less expensive. It's like $199, and you get 10,000 prints before you have to change the cartridge. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
If you we're operating Windows XP Professional and we have home network, are there going to be any issues with the upgrade to Windows 7?
Windows 7 is not an upgrade, it's an install. So you don't, unless you already have Vista, it will not upgrade.
Okay.
As it stands right now. We're beta testing it. We're partners with Microsoft, so they get to send us all sorts of really neat stuff.
So you have to be a Vista user in order to...
You already have to have Vista, you cannot upgrade XP. As it stands now, they're talking about an upgrade path that may happen, it may not happen. Right now it's in a release candidate number 1. There's 3 to go for before they go to production environment.
Okay, so if I end up purchasing Windows 7 and installing the operating system on
a computer,
the workstation and the laptop or home network, am I going to run away?
Always remember, never forget, if you have a program that you bought for XP, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for Vista. And that's the big gotcha that everybody kind of forgets about. But I've got QuickBooks 2004. I've been running forever. Here's a clue. It's 2009. And Windows Vista 7. So I'm giving you 2 clues. Unless it says it's compatible with Windows Vista 7, and I've got to admit, it's a lot more compatible than I thought it would be. I've got older programs running, and I've got, I had Office 2003 running on it just to try it. I started out with Office 2000. It worked fine. It worked faster than it ever did on the other computer I had. And remember, this is an older Dell laptop. It's about 3 years old. It's only got 512 meg RAM, which now is no longer even the minimum standard. Minimum standards for computers nowadays is at least 3 gig of RAM, because people often add information to their computers. And when you first buy your computer with 512 or 1 gig of RAM, that's all you're going to get. The problem with that is, as you start adding more programs that you really want to use, not the stuff they give you that you're never going to use, those have requirements as well. So if you're getting QuickBooks and it says I need 1 gig of RAM, and you already have 1 gig of RAM on your computer, you might want to add another gig of RAM just for that particular application. It's a memory hog. Even 2009 is a memory hog. They're good programs, but they're made to run a specific application, and in doing so, they want to take as much memory as they can. So in the background, your operating system is still running. You've got your email open. You've got your internet browser open, because you always have to look for things on the internet. Oftentimes, you're going to get your cache in your Internet Explorer. It's going to get filled with junk. And junk are, the cookies that you talk about. There's images that get stored in there. Almost any website you go to will pull something from the website, usually a cookie, but sometimes you'll get viruses. I had an incident recently, about a month ago, where a corporation was going online to do their Bank of America checking account. As soon as he disconnected, he got a pop-up saying that he needed to update his antivirus 2009. It looked like Norton Antivirus 2009, which he knew he didn't have, because we have a corporate version on there. So he called me right away and said, what do I do? First thing I told him to do, and this is something that everybody here can do, is clean out your temporary internet folder in your browser if you're using Internet Explorer. And it's very simple to do. If you don't know how to get there, give us a call. We'd be more than happy to tell you how to get there. Another program that's fantastic that everybody here should have, especially if anybody's got more than one computer. If you have a laptop, you take it on the road, but you got your main computer at the office. You have something on the main computer. What you want to do is load Login. Login is a free program. It puts you right in front of the desktop at home. You don't have to leave your monitor running at home. It will go ahead and mirror the image it would be on that monitor. You can totally control a computer. Now, I did this a couple years ago when my wife went on a trip to France. I logged into my server here in Chicago. Granted, it was slow because I went to an internet cafe. And my wife was really mad because I had to check my email, and even though we're on vacation, something I felt I had to do. But I was able to control my desktop here in Chicago from France. It was a little bit delayed, but nothing that was objectionable. Or you home users, if you have a copy or you want to print something out, if you get the paid version of Login, it will let you transfer files back and forth. So you have your computer there, but you need that file. It'll allow you to transfer that information to the current computer you're using and then print it locally. Any questions, ma'am?
Yeah. You know how stupid I am about computers, so
You're not stupid, you're just not experienced.
I love him. But is that the same when you're saying login now? Because I work at home a lot and I have go to my PC. Now, is login the same as go to my PC?
It's just like go to my PC. The thing I like about Login
I
is
can
it's
print in
free.
my. It's
Well,
free.
It's free, yeah. Did I say that?
You did.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
There's a free
I figure
version.
there's nothing free, so.
Oh no, this is free, and I've used it for almost any client I've got. I ask permission first, is it ready to put this on your computer? Most of them say yes, because it saves me a travel time trip. So if they've got a problem, I've got a client in Naperville, happened yesterday, they called me up, I lost all my information. Well, she didn't lose her information, she logged in as the wrong person, which is one thing we should do. You should never log in more than one person. But she was in the wrong profile. So I logged into her computer and I said, why are you, whatever the login name was, and not Colleen? Oh, I didn't even notice that. Apparently somebody logged in before, locked the keyboard, and she just unlocked it. Yes, ma'am.
How do you keep your financial data secure? I mean,
How do I do it?
Almost all of us has financial
keeps
data.
it
Yeah, almost everybody does. This is a magnificent tool. It plugs into your USB port, you copy your financial data onto this, and then you erase it for your computer. If you're talking about financial data on the internet, always look for a little gold block in the lower right-hand corner of your website. That means that the tunnel between you and the bank, for example, is secured. They use a 256-bit or 128-bit, and I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but